Is that so? Is that it?
Really appreciate that.
We
Dave, thanks for
grassroots
58
in.
months,
I'm gonna
dude.
bring
Welcome
up
back to the
handy
Fonzo
dandy laptop.
family.
Let's go ahead and start talking about some of the balance that went live yesterday.
But yeah, I
because we
mean,
did have a couple.
that's it. I guess that's all they talked about. Yeah, I mean, I guess, I mean, I didn't hear from anyone about this stuff. So like, that's the other thing. Like, I saw Siegel make a tweet about it, but like, he said that Hindu man's cooking, and it was that one meme of the like invisible food. But the thing about it is, it's not going to be up to him. It's not going to be up to him or any of the people you actually know or like get to hear talk. It's not going to be up to Kilgoon. It's not going to be up to Hindu. And I would say it's not even going to be up to the esports like people. But if you are to believe this, then there is no esports people. So like blaming them or even blaming the dev is just so lame because it's not up to them, sadly. Weekend video out? Oh shit. Smite 2 esports drama and rumors. Sheesh. All right, here we go. Look at this. Subscribed down here. I don't have the noti bell on, but I haven't done that with anyone ever. But I am subscribed. Let's see what Weekend talks about. Now, Weekend hasn't probably signed an NDA or a contract in years with Hi-Rez, so he's completely in the clear, I think. So, anyway, where's my camera? Where should I put my camera? Guys, while we watch this video, if I blink for a very long period of time, that means what he said is true. No, I'm just kidding. Put it on his forehead, plenty of room. That is crazy, bro. That is crazy. First message, he says that. You motherfucker. First message just to be a hater? Yeah, first message in my chat just to be a hater about somebody else.
Boys and girls of YouTube, we got some stuff to talk about, a little bit of drama. So last night...
And like always, guys, since we're kind of stealing the content here, watching the video, make sure you click the link just to drop a view so it counts from our stream.
I think around like 8 p.m., a lot of the Smite professional players started posting doomer videos and emojis. And when I say doomer, I'm talking like pictures of McDonald's, fries in the bag. I think Paul tweeted a picture of his old McDonald's like name tag.
Wait, Paul actually worked at McDonald's? I thought he just like Googled Paul name tag McDonald's.
Led to a lot of like what's going on. I was streaming, so it ended up like a ton of people ended up joining the stream. And then eventually a handful of people all told me some version of the same thing. And it was that they've heard that Smite Esports for now is going away. Like that the department is going to be gone. So you're talking about like 20 jobs, I think. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more. Really just a bad thing for a lot of those people. And I mean, it really...
Paul went from a McDonald's worker to the greatest Smite player of all time. That's crazy.
Yeah, these are people that I've been around in one way or another for like 10 years. So we hope it's not true, but with the way things look, you had Stu delete his Twitter account.
Who said the department is going away, though? Like, I mean, Big, everyone's under NDA, and everybody that Weekend has talked to is under NDA. Do you think he's just going to be like, this person said it, he's the source, and then, like...
Month or two ago, kind of seems like in preparation for something like this, you had Hindu Man's goated. He's the lead of like a lot of the esports stuff. And kind of seems like in preparation for something like this, you had Hindu Man's goated. He's the lead of like a lot of the esports stuff, if not the whole thing, I think. He blacked out his picture on Twitter, and at one point he had changed his bio to remove like esports manager, and then I think he put it back. At least that's what I'm seeing on Reddit. We really hope it's not true.
I'm hoping it all ends up okay, man.
I mean,
thank you, Munching.
Things don't look good. You're talking about the people that already work there. The rumor also extended into the
Right,
into the potential for maybe more layoffs within like the development of the game. Once again, all of this is rumors. Nothing is fully confirmed yet. The only thing that's confirmed is what I'm gonna show you in a second, where they talked on the Titan Talk today. The thing is, if they remove esports, even if it's just for the year, that's a lot of jobs that are gone. So that's just, it's a horrible situation, like no matter what. Then you talk about the game impact on the game. You have probably the top 100 to 150 people just drop out of playing the game because most of them play because they enjoy it, but because they want to compete. If there's no competing, they're going to go find a game they can compete in. When you have the top 150 people stop playing Conquest, then the Conquest queues all the way down to Bronze are affected. You might not realize that, but somebody has to fill in those slots. So if 150 people stop playing at the top end, people have to get, take those slots in one way or another. So you have worse players playing at a higher level mixed with whoever stays. You have a trickle-down effect where the other matches get worse and worse and worse all the way down into the Bronze. In my mind, it doesn't kill the game instantly, but it has a horrible long-term effect on Conquest, and that will dramatically impact the game in a negative way. Now, today, I've been hearing more stuff. Someone said, Aurora said on stream, this is what I read on Twitter, he might not have said this, that Aurora said that esports is not going to look the same as it has, so like maybe no online or something, and no league, and potentially no esports until the game fully releases.
Hi, mommies and daddies.
Which is weird because Smite 1 was in a beta for 4 years and there was esports the whole time.
Lunar, thanks for the 9 months. I appreciate it. I'm not adding Temple Run. I'm not adding fucking Subway Surfers, guys.
So I don't really understand what the idea is, but I also want to cover this. I haven't seen this yet. They did a Titan Talk today, and the Titan Talk is basically how they daily cover the changes happening in the game. And there's a lot of esports questions, and this is, I believe, where they talk about esports a little bit.
In chat asking about esports.
Yeah, we heard this already.
If I'm in a position of power and I know esports exists, I say that's incorrect. There is going to be esports.
True.
I will say that I was in a meeting this morning with Stu and Graham talking about, where Graham is Hindu Man, for those who don't know, talking about, plans for Smite esports. I think, competitive Smite is something that is very near and dear to my heart personally. I would not be I would not work here if it was not for Smite esports. For those of you who don't know, I ran like a Smite esports.
Somebody brought up a good point, but Kilgoon's just had a newborn baby, so he's probably dealing with a lot. He's probably freaking tired. So
because I loved it so much.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
In the meeting said nothing hopeful, interesting.
There needs to be a competitive outlet, and there needs to be some sort of cash prizing available to win. But I don't have a program that I can announce today. Yeah. The internet just kind of went crazy talking about stuff this morning, but there's not a firm plan as of right now that I can give you any more.
If I'm an employee within esports and I hear this, I'm not at all comforted. I'm absolutely at least looking at potential for job hunting.
Well, we can, in order to be an employee of esports that is hopeful about something that they're saying, you have to be an employee of esports. But based on rumors, it seems that there are no employees of esports.
Because that is like, I'm in a meeting. I was in a meeting today to talk about esports plans. Esports plans can be, it doesn't exist anymore. We're getting rid of it. Or it could mean we're going to have a league. Or it could mean we're not going to do anything this year and just tournaments next year.
Allegedly.
Clearly, whatever's going on is not good. Or there would be some solidified thing to say about it, like they are coming. We don't have the exact timeline, but they will be this year. Or they won't be this year. We're putting a pause. It'll be next year. Like, there's clearly something bad is going on. Or was going on, and maybe this outrage or backlash actually changes the outcome. I don't know.
More details on. So apologies, people that tuned in today expecting some major esports announcement, but everything's kind of still in progress. Yeah. So
cool. Well, we appreciate that, Kilgoon. And I'm going to bring up the handy dandy laptop. Let's go ahead and start.
All right, so
Kilgoon had a 1,000-yard stare
that's
there.
kind of what I expected when people said. I saw somebody tweet.
I will bankroll esport myself. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Last night I had a dream and Kai Cenat was in it. I don't remember exactly what happened. I think something like I got into a car accident and it was like bad. And then Kai Cenat just showed up and was like, he like opened a briefcase and he was like, "Don't worry, I can help you out." So, just saying, maybe he wants to invest. Maybe it was a sign. Yeah, you're cooked. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe we can get Kai Cenat in on it. Maybe. Was it in the briefcase? I don't know. I think it was just like a gold. It was just like shining gold, like in
I think it was.
What's the fucking movie called? What's that movie called? Shrek.
I think it was Chris. Chris T. Dixon,
Fiction,
if you don't know,
you go.
he's a content creator. He is very positive and has a good outlook on the game. So he's one that will absolutely take the positive and just ignore the negative. So it's definitely a way to look at it, and I respect that. Like, that's a really good way to look at things in general. But he said, I saw his post before I saw anyone else even talk about it. He said, what Kilgoon just said on Titan Talk is more than enough. I strongly disagree with that. I don't. I think literally he said nothing at all. And in a time where everyone's like, am I going to play the game now? And how is it, there's a lot of people wondering what's going on and should they even play the game. I think this was a very bad response, and no response would have been better. Chris then said Hindu and Stu had a meeting this AM about esports. That meeting could have been, we're still going through with it. Esports is gone. We don't know. Or it could be, hey, there's a league coming.
Finance League with the
fact that there's
money.
Nothing solidified makes you.
I'd be able to pay for maybe three players, four separate players' rent for a month. That sounds like a good idea.
I think the negative thing rather than the positive thing. Chris then said esports is important to them. More info soon. All good news. I strongly disagree with that. I don't think anything that we just heard in that 5-second message was positive. I think when there's massive drama that 100% impacts your player base and your player count, the money you will make, it is in your best interest, if there's something positive, to say it and to stop it. Stop that, that positive thing will nip this and just cut it out. They had nothing positive to say. So, as much as I
doubt that Jake
makes
a lot of money. I doubt that guy makes a lot of money.
Leaning more towards it probably is happening.
Maybe
the thing that's crazy is I think that this rumor got out because someone was told they were getting let go, but they didn't tell everyone else, so everyone else on a different page, and things are just all over the place. I don't know, but I felt like covering this had some value because
what if Hi-Rez just gets a kick deal like they did with Mixer, couple hundred, maybe $100 million kick deal. Boom, we're back.
It's time to, if this happens, even if it's just delayed for the year, even if they're like, yeah, we're gonna look at esports again next year, which is a crazy way to push it off. For the next 10 months, there's either no esports or the community, and no offense to a lot of these community leagues.
This may be not exactly what Weekend is saying. This is just a different tangent because a lot of people are saying it. I mean, logically speaking, guys, no pro player expected there to be an SPL league this year that was this year right now, 2025. Based on us, there just not literally being anything for Smite 1 for all of season 11, and then there being, what it is for Smite 2. I think most of us expected, or at least wanted, some sort of thing similar to this past year with Vegas. Just something that's something you can play for, even if the only people who are going to actually make a living are the top 2 people who place at this tournament, or maybe even just the first team. Just something to play for, gives people a reason to continue grinding. Maybe, if we're lucky, two versions of that, since we're still pretty early on in the year. I mean, it's only February. So something like that. So for those are the expectations, right? A lot of people, for some reason, think that pro players' expectations or former pro players are that they're going back to a salary, they're going back to a league, like, and everything will be back to normal. No, 99% of pro players, at least the, I guess not entitled ones, expect it to be rough, but at least be something. So if those same pro players are tweeting out stuff or being cryptic about how horrible it is, then it's not just that there's no SPL probably, right? It's probably, allegedly, rumors based on rumors and stuff that I have no idea about. It's probably even worse than that.
Leagues, but the amateur
Grave, no way you fucking change your name to with DL in it, bro.
like low end amateur leagues.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm
They're
talking about.
awesome
I'm not talking about tournaments. I'm talking about the league. But a lot of people are like, a lot of like random Smite players or Redditors are like, oh, they're talking about the actual SPL. Just make it nothing. It doesn't have to be
It's
related to any
rec league
game,
sports,
bro.
right? Like it's a cool thing to do, and it's fun, and it's just pure, enjoyment, entertainment. The competition, it's like a rec league sport competition, right? I'm talking about high end esports. Is it even possible to run something? Inbound runs like a tournament every few months, and he managed to get like $3,000. The last one was a bigger prize, was like $3,000, which is from $20 for each player paying to play in the tournament, which I think was like 40 players. And then he funds money where people can donate and stuff throughout the month towards the tournament, which means he loses his income and puts it towards this, essentially, is how I look at it. And then players are also paying to play in it. So that is not a sustainable version of Smite esports. Then you ask yourself, as a full community, if we're behind.
It would be good. Sorry, I keep pausing, but it would be good to do some version of like a crowdfund, like SPL, make a skin, crowdfund it, and have players play for that amount of money, and something like that. But, and as you guys, Grim Gambit just said, but the problem is that they stopped doing that a while ago because of legal reasons or something. They I don't know, something. It was also part of the reason they swapped to this like multi company format where they have like Titan Forge, they had the different companies for each game, and then they had the actual like overseeing company. But yeah, for some reason, legally speaking, there was a reason they stopped doing that. So I don't know if they'd ever do it again. So maybe they fucking hate you guys, yeah.
A tournament or a league or something, could the community crowdfund the money required for that? Then say it got to that point, could they crowdfund the ability to run a LAN? I really don't think it's possible. I don't even think anyone could step in and would put the money in because it's Smite, which
Legally
is unfortunate.
speaking, the C-suite probably needed more yachts.
So
banger tweet from Fineokay? Yo, big. That's never been said in the history of mankind.
So I have no clue in reality what to expect if this is real, if it's more than just rumors. I was hoping they would say something today that would kind of cut the rumors out, and they could stand on business and be like, yo, this is definitely happening. We just don't know the timeline, or we don't know the details. Like, that would be a different story.
What did he say? Link the tweet.
Someone said that Hindu also deleted his tweet. I don't know if it was he was cooking tweet or like announcement coming soon tweet. Like, he deleted something.
Yeah, I like Fineokay too. I'm just messing around.
I mean, a lot of this just looks bad. Esports.
I was hoping he was in the chat when I said
even
that.
myself was like, we don't need esports at the end of esports, right? Like, I think it was the end of season 10. That was when we had our last world. So season 11, what it would have been in Smite 1. I was like, we don't need esports. You need esports. Esports keeps Conquest alive, and it's a competitive. MOBAs are competitive. It is supposed to be a competitive game. It is a huge learning curve to play a MOBA, especially Conquest, the main game mode where the majority of people play. If I know Smite 1 was somewhere around like 50 to 60% were playing Conquest, either ranked or casual, and the rest of the player base was split amongst the other game modes. So assuming that carries over to Smite 2, that's a huge chunk of people you need to make sure are incentivized to play your game. taking away the esports
Yours,
removes
Donald.
that from the top end players.
Message me on
and has a
Discord.
trickle down effect. I realize the noobs don't care about conquest. A lot of them watch it, and it is a reason to play. They don't expect to go pro, but it's kind of like, hey, that's awesome. I want to go do that type of thing.
Do you think there's any value to a salaried Smite League? I understand the competitive aspect. I feel like it can't be bad for everyone to be on a starting equal footing. We've had that before, Calcifier. First of all, that's extremely expensive, which is the most opposite thing of what they're capable of doing right now. But yeah, we've literally had that before. That is it's more than a pipe dream. That's like a fucking miracle brought down from Jesus himself. If that were to happen. Nah, you can't. It'd be impossible to return to that. Salary, I mean, even just like a low salary in America, like let's just say $30,000 a year. That's if there's 8 teams in the SPL, or just say that there's 6, 5 players per team. That's 30 times 30,000. That's literally what is that? 900,000? $900,000, and that's literally 3 times what they just put into the game.
Thing, or hey, I might play with these big,
And then you got to count for the esports people that they're paying, the production team, literally everything.
this crazy good
Plus coach salary, true.
players, or hey, I have something to learn. I can learn the game and work towards this goal. That all goes out the window. Even if it's delayed to next year, a year is a long time to ask people to play at the highest level and put in crazy hours a day with no incentive. It's just unrealistic.
Yeah, they were.
I
They were
hope it
spending
all
so
ends up
much
being not
money
true.
when it was
It's
franchise.
just, to me, the responses don't match up with what I would expect if it wasn't true. I fully expected to be wrong. I tweeted about this today. I fully expected to be completely wrong, and that high res, esports are happening. We have a announcement next week, and everything's okay. But that's not what we got. We didn't get anything even remotely close to that, which is very, very disappointing.
Yeah, it'd be even more than
We'll
that
see
because
how
I'm not
this-
including EU. If they were going to have a SPL, they'd have to have EU. And that was on the 6 team side, but usually it's more like 8, sometimes 10. Like,
Impacts a lot. I was talking to some of the pros last night.
no,
and I
SEC
know
did
they
have
were-
SEC did have a salary a long time ago, but it wasn't like crazy. And also, that's assuming it was 30,000, and 30,000 in America is not something you'd probably have to have a second job, especially if you're like supporting somebody else or supporting I don't even know, like, or living in a high cost of living area, something like that.
We're saying like time to get a job, which maybe it was anyway, but it sucks that they don't, they come off of a Worlds event, and then it's just over without any knowledge of it being over in the first place, and then the potential for there being no more Worlds, which I didn't go to the last Worlds fully expecting if the game maybe wasn't being really Smite 2 wasn't successful when they announced the World, so I had tickets to go, but I
Should have
wasn't
wasted so much
interested in
money on
going.
failed side project if they killed their own only game with more potential than Smite. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of saying something. Like, everybody knows that, and everybody agrees. That's like saying the sky is blue at this point. But you are right.
Now that the game's successful, people are interested in it again. I fully wanted to go to the next Worlds. If I had known that there weren't going to be any more, maybe I would have gone to the other one. Maybe a lot of people would have gone to the other one, which, man, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
30K to cancel 7 p.m. screens once or twice a week. Say less.
It's disappointing. We're along for the ride to see what's going on. If I can do anything for esports, I'm going to try. It just has to sound realistic. And that's where I'm at. So hopefully you guys liked the video. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Interested in your all's takes on this and where you stand. If you're a casual
Yeah,
player,
they
how
were.
this, and don't be dramatic. Like,
Lion tamer.
I'm never going to play again. Like, if
Oh wait,
don't-
you can
don't be
speed up
dramatic.
videos
If
by
I can
holding
go-
right click
If this
or holding
happened-
click
that's
on
the
the
sound.
right side of the screen.
And that's where I'm at. So hopefully you guys
Like
like the
on your
video. Like,
phone.
make sure you're subscribed. Interested in your all's takes on this and where you stand. If you're a casual
I thought we
player,
could just
how-
started talking really fast. I was about to pause it and I was just holding it. It's like, holy fuck, this guy's spitting now. Yo, Shadow, thanks for the Prime, dude. Welcome to the Fonzo family. Thank you.
all this, and don't be dramatic. Like, I'm never gonna play.
Why didn't DKO work out? I've seen it at Worlds, never seen it again. Why didn't it work out like exercise? So, because people stopped playing it, I guess. I don't know.
Play again. Like, if don't be dramatic. If it might, if this happening might cause you to play less or not play, sure, obviously I want to hear about it, but Be realistic. I want to know what y'all's take is. I will see you.
The rage baiting, it's all a joke. That's actually crazy that some people were like, oh, all these people are tweeting these cryptic things just to get us hyped or get us to lower our expectations, so then when the announcement comes out it's huge. Like, what? What are you guys talking about, bro? Fries in bag.